Geminis, this is Bella Cat Tarot to give you your May of 2017 general reading. Remember that not all readings are going to resonate with all of you, but for the most part, let's see how well we do. I'm using the original Smith and Watt Tarot deck along with Angel Answer Oracles to give us in-depth, accurate answers from our guardian angels along with God himself. This is for Gemini, May of 2017 general reading. This is the cross. I do the Celtic cross layout just to let y'all know ahead of time. So it's going to be about whatever it is that you may be having issues with currently, what your immediate past was, and what your outcome of your future, along with other information that may be concerning for you that needs to be known. So once again, this is for Geminis for May of 2017 general tarot reading. These small decks are very cute and very, they're very, what do you call it? Good, handy to carry around in the sense. Something to just go ahead and carry up in a purse and you ain't got to worry about nothing. All right, we're going to get started here. And now the very first card is going to be your indicated card for what your initial issue in situation may be. Now we're going to just split the deck. Now any tarot reader that gives tarot readings is all they're able to do it however it is that they feel. Okay, so I don't expect anyone to be like, well, what the hell is she doing? But it resonates, and believe me, it's all about just making sure that my whole reading comes out as clear and understanding and as truthful as it needs to be. Okay, now to start off with the cards, the initial situation, the card that represents the added impulses. The next card is what would be your conscious awareness. On the bottom is what you are not consciously aware of. Your immediate past, your immediate future, your attitude overall of the issue, your external influences, your expectations or your hopes and fears, and then last but not least, the outcome of your long-term situation. Okay, Geminis, let's get started here. As you guys note, this is the Seven of Cups. Now, for you guys that do not know, cups also indicate for astrology signs Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, the water signs. So you guys have Seven of Cups as your initial situation. Now, with that being said, the Seven of Cups is normally about your reflection or something to a degree of substantialness that you possibly may have in favor, or just point blank, it's a determination of your project. Okay? Now, the next card is what represents your added impulses, which is the Sun. And the Sun card for you, Gemini, represents that you definitely have contentment. You have contentment. You're content. You're content right now with what's going on in the pace and how the manner is going, in which the Seven of Cups is your business. So you are definitely content with it, and it also can be materialistic happiness or fortune of some sort. Okay. Now the next card is what you are consciously aware of, your emotions, and that's the Temperance card. The Temperance card for you, Gemini, in this situation is basically about managing yourself, managing your business, making sure that you keep basically everything in moderation. You don't want to ever do too much or ever do too little. Okay, that's what the Temperance card stands for. Now, what your immediate past is the Five of Pentacles. Now, the Five of Pentacles in this situation for you, Geminis, is that it foretells trouble, okay? This card foretells the trouble. As you see two men walking, or you can look at it as a husband or wife. You can look at it as two friends, or even a mistress. But all down, what it comes to say is that somebody that you possibly could be dealing with in your work environment, it's not being harmonized. It's just, there's something that's not, you guys are not seeing eye to eye about as far as your business criteria, thoughts, or your imaginations as to what you would like to see happen with your business and where it currently is. But this was your immediate past, was a fallout from someone possibly being your life partner or being your co-worker or your business partner of some sort. Now, your actual immediate future, if you have not already dealt with it or whatnot, is the Page of Cups. Now, the Page of Cups for Gemini, this represents a reflection, keeping balanced, basically like a temperance, keeping balanced in moderation, as long as you keep meditating and you just keep yourself applied to directing yourself to your work. Don't go astray from what it is that you are trying to accomplish. Make sure you stay focused and connected, whether it be through talking or news or studioists or whatever it may be. Just make sure you stay balanced with what it is that you are trying to accomplish as far as it comes to with your business. Okay? Even though with the Five of Pentacles in your immediate past, your partner or your coworker or partner of work or your love partner of whatnot definitely, wasn't seeing eye to eye about it. It may still not be seeing eye to eye about it, but it's something that you do. You do. You have the Temperance card. You are very, you know what it is that you feel. You know what you can accomplish out of it. So you just need to, with the Page of Cups, you need to just stay connected to yourself instead of what other people are saying. Don't let the outsiders influence you. Don't let the outsiders tell you what it is that you yourself know you need to do for yourself. Okay? Now, what you are currently your attitude towards this situation is the Empress. Now, the Empress for you, Gemini, is initially someone who is in action with their talk. She is someone that's going to walk her talk, or she's going to talk. Yeah, she's going to walk her talk. So someone that, if you Geminis that are very, very, very strong into what it is that you're trying to accomplish with your work, you're going to make sure that regardless, no matter what it is, if it takes long days, if it gets difficult, of whatever it may be, of the unknown, basically the truth of the matter is that, you just need to keep your fruitfulness and just remember that there's always going to be ignorance around there, but it's up to you. It's not necessarily for saying that you are the ignorant one, but you need to sometimes kind of have the ignorant attitude in order for people to actually take what you're saying into consideration, because people are always self-absorbent or they ain't looking at the big picture. So that's very much how your attitude towards it could be at this very moment. Now, the next card is what signifies the influences from places or people around, and that, my Geminis, is the King of Swords. Now, the King of Swords for you guys is normally whatever it is that rises, and it's an idea. So your idea of whatever it is that you're trying to make bound for your work, your business, it is going to end up arising, and it's going to help with the idea of judgment and whatever else it's connected to, along with power as well as commands and authority of intelligence. So definitely it's a good card. It's a male. I mean, swords signify Geminis, Libras, and Aquarius, the air signs. So this definitely does resonate with you, Gemini, obviously, as this is your general reading. This is you guys that have the power and authority and command to what you are in your mind trying to set and make happen. Okay? Now, your next card is what represents what you're secretly hoping or fearing, and that is the Tower in reverse. Now, the Tower in reverse, Geminis, in your situation is that you, according to whatever account it is, it's a lesser degree of oppression or imprisonment. So the way you can look at it is, if instead of it being upright, which in the upright position, the Tower normally signifies misery and distress or disgrace of deception. But with it the other way, it's in a lesser degree of that. So it's not saying that necessarily whatever your hopes are, you're not going to go out and indulge yourself in deception or adversity. It's going to be to the lesser degree, which means you're going to maybe cause a little chaoticness, but it ain't going to be over the top. So it ain't going to be too dramatic, hopefully, Geminis, anyways. And your outcome overall of your situation in long term is the Two of Wands, Geminis. Now, the Two of Wands for you guys, and it's in reverse, as you guys see. The Two of Wands is the end of trouble or suspense or the end of adversity, disappointment, and toil. Okay, now, as this card, the Tower, signifies your hopes or your fears, that would be what it is that your basically your overall outcome is going to basically vanish away. So, I mean, the end of your troubles, the end of your suspension, the end of your adversity, which the Tower signifies you in the reverse position. It signifies that you're doing those type of ordeal. You know, you're causing a little diversity. You're causing a little, conflict or whatnot to basically have it roll to where you want people to understand you. And it's the oppression, of a little, doing what you feel you have to do in order to get your point across. And at the end, overall, like it says, at the end, your long-term outcome is going to be that you're going to end up getting exactly what it is that you're asking for. Okay? There can be many ways to look at it, as it's also a card known for a lot of things, fortune and just basically surprises and enchantments, but also emotion, trouble, and fear. Emotions, trouble, and fear could be what basically the Tower is, but this is where it could all have a different ending for you. It could be the enchantment, and it could be that you, after all this was said and done, you were able to prove your point, and you are able to make what it is that you were being told by your influences around you, that, it's not going to work out that way in the sense. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to use the angel oracles. These are very, very beautifully illustrated cards that already have, they already have their little messages on the bottom, but I definitely like to use these cards to give more clarification to this. Now, for Gemini 2017, on this initial situation of business for you, and it could be in relationship, but I'm feeling more so as this has got to do with business and what you as yourself, Gemini, would like to probably perhaps see grow, or maybe something, an idea that you want to see flourish, but you're being told don't do it, you're going to waste your time, whatever it is. But your Temperance card is, basically telling you to stay connected. You know what it is that you want. You don't need to listen to other people. You've been down the path many times doing things on your own without other people being there. And even if they were, the times when you did need them, they weren't. So regardless, either way, when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, if it's not what makes you happy, then it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. If you're not pleased and happy in what you're doing, then you're not living your life. You're living it based on someone else's fulfillment, and that's not what it all is asking. As the Empress is there, and the Empress is the person of fruitfulness. So, if you're gonna go for it, you're gonna walk the walk. You're gonna talk. You're gonna walk your talk. You're gonna stop sitting there and dwelling about it. You're just gonna go for it and stop sitting there procrastinating, because you're only gonna hurt yourself with the procrastinations of whatever you're trying to grow with your job criteria. Okay. Now let's go here now for some more clarification on your answers. Romance popped up. Okay. With that being said, romance doesn't necessarily in this circumstance have to do with relationship, but romance as far as your feeling and your vibrations towards what it is that you love. Okay. You can look at it in that way. Now, following that card, romance would be peaceful resolution. Peaceful resolution in Geminis is, excuse me for 1 second, but peaceful resolutions are basically the challenges that you are inquiring, and they're about to come to an end. Okay? The conflict will cease and soon be replaced with the harmony that you don't have, or that you haven't had. Okay? And it's also about disagreements that will be resolved in your favor. So this includes struggles with employers, as we basically had set down, that this whole month of May has to do with you wanting to expand yourself in your work, okay? And even though you're strife among family or friends, be forgiving and understanding with those who may have been somewhat of an error or issue. Allow peace to come with grace and dignity. Okay? And then following that is not the right time. Now that, my friends, Gemini, signifies for you that okay, I apologize about that. Now, not the right time for you guys signifies that not presently, not today. Don't jump the gun and do what your whole thing is. Obviously, you still have a little bit of inquiring to do, possibly. And, not reflecting. It's not saying to reflect. It's not saying that you need to redirect what you think or have different thoughts. But definitely just wait for maybe certain people or whatnot to subside, or maybe you need to subside from them and do what you feel you need to do for just yourself. And look at it in the long term. Is it going to benefit if you do it for someone else? Is it going to benefit for your own self and your own family? Is it going to benefit, is it going to open doors? Like, some people don't look at it that way, but definitely if you are a parent, you want to know if what you're doing with your employers now, or the people you work with, and they're not listening to you, think of it as if it was your child that is in that circumstance or situation. Would you want your child to have that fair chance and that fair opportunity? I'm pretty sure you would. Any of us would, right? Okay. Now, from a little bit more clarification for you Geminis. Within the next few months, so that means wait and remain positive, okay? Because like I said, you will have whatever, romance, whatever, through your work. But the peaceful resolution, which it's not stated, not the right time, means don't push it. Don't push it. Make sure you look at all angles before you go ahead and jump into it to make sure that it's still, a solid foundation for you, basically. Because within the next few months, as long as you wait and you remain positive, my friends, Gemini, then you, my friends, are definitely, we're going to shuffle this up because my intuition just says so. I don't like to continuously just draw off. So, with that being said, Geminis, if you guys remain positive and wait for the right moment, that doesn't mean tomorrow, that doesn't mean 2 days, 3 days, but it can mean even at the end of May, okay? That can be the last week of May or even the last weekend, per se, okay? You guys don't have to jump the gun until you at least know within your soul and mind that that's the 150% route that you yourself want to take, okay? And that's up to you guys. Because if you believe, my friends, if you believe, you will gain the big happy change in your career. So whatever it may be now, like let's say for instance, you're used to doing it one way, okay? You're used to it just being one specific way. Like each and every day you wake up and you go hang out with your girls, or you go hang out with your guys, or you're working with your pals or your female friends. And now you want to maybe change things up in your criteria. Maybe you want to give a male a chance to paint with you, or a female a chance to do, whatever it is business-wise that you're doing. Allow it to happen. Remain positive, because the person that you have in mind will definitely be ready if they're not already. And you just need to wait for that right moment in time in order for that to happen and occur. Because, it doesn't just all come out at one time, and it won't. But you will, after everything's said and done, gain your true full abundance, okay? And that's exactly what you guys need. And that's exactly what will give you your full prosperity of your business. Now we're going to use, I'm going back to the Tarot, or the Smith & Watt Tarot deck, just to get 4 cards for a more in-depth clarification for Geminis. So you guys basically can get a little bit more clarity if y'all don't already. If this doesn't resonate, sorry, but I have a feeling that this is for 97% of you Geminis, if not all of you. So you guys are definitely mindset. You guys are definitely on the go, and you have your mind set. I think you guys have for quite some time. My intuition tells me, but it's as if you guys didn't want. It's if you guys had someone, a burden in the sense, kind of going your way and kind of put you astray and have you not think balanced, or have you think in the correct state of mind. A lot of us do get blocked, but that's why that meditation, if you stay with the temperance, if you stay connected with your thoughts and your own wants, then, you definitely are going to find that true abundance after everything's said and done. Well, you wait. I mean, the other person that you may be wanting to have come along with you may already be ready, but, you want to wait because you don't ever want to push, or you don't ever want to just, jump onto someone too fast and too sporadic, because you may end up having it obviously fall back the other way. But you also don't want to prolong or procrastinate too long either, because that will also cause drama and dilemma and, so forth and so on. Now, for the last cards to pull up top, give it a little bit more clarification for you Geminis. We've got the Hermit in reverse, Death card in reverse, the Queen of Cups in reverse, and last but not least, the Knight of Cups in reverse, okay? Now, let's see here. I'm going to try pushing these over just a tad bit here so we can get these in the picture. But, whoop, okay. Try to get them over there without, it's all going to drop, but whatever. Anyways, You guys definitely know what it is you want, but you guys need to sometimes forget about what other people say or think, because like I said, it's at the end of the day, it's got nothing to do with what their life has any meaning to. It's about your life. Now the Hermit in reverse for you Geminis, for your last 4 cards to basically summarize this up for you guys. The Hermit in reverse is a signification of concealment. Like, you guys are basically, the best thing to do is that you guys keep your own thoughts to yourself, so you don't have to deal with the the corruption from outsiders. You don't have to deal with the bullshit. You don't have to hear no one else's crap. If you guys just keep yourself concealed to your own self, unreasoning caution as well. Because if you tell too many people too much, then in my eyes, the way I always see it is, if you tell somebody something before it happens, it ends up not happening, right or wrong. Okay. Now the Death card is your next card in reverse. And in reverse, this means that it's got to do with your sleep. It's got to do with sonamapolsum, corruption. Not necessarily so much, but definitely an end. And you'll definitely notice that sleep patterns can change. Maybe you're not sleeping so much because your mind's so focused on what it is you're trying to accomplish. And like I said, it doesn't happen overnight. It's going to take time. You know, you already have your mindset there, and I'm sure the other half does too. But that's something that you actually need to, instead of talking to the same people that you're used to talking to, you need to talk to the person that you may have in thought or in mind to whom you're trying to do business with. Now we have the Queen of Cups in reverse as well, and this normally is, for the reverse, it's good. It's the accounts that vary, but it is a good woman, otherwise a distinguished woman. And you know, with that being said, you know, she normally has that intelligence and the gift of vision for success, along with wisdom and virtue. So with it being in reverse, it's kind of as if though she is, maybe this could be the person. Now cups, as I signified before, are the water signs that are Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. This could be somebody that is trying to have you believe that you shouldn't trust what you believe, or you shouldn't necessarily go about it. You know, perverse yourself, that means reverse. So reverse your thoughts. So this is the negative energy influencing you. It's still popping up. So it's definitely a water sign, like I said, Cancer, Scorpio, or a Pisces. And then last but not least is the King of Cups in reverse. And the Knight of Cups in reverse. Okay, I'm sorry to correct myself. The Knight of Cups in reverse is normally when you're dealing with duplicity and fraud, along with demeanors of a specific proposition. Okay, now with that being said, if you're not being true to yourself, then you can't be true to anyone else. Okay, but you don't need to worry about what other people think, because obviously if you do, you're not going to gain your true abundance. You're going to be living someone else's life, someone else's career, someone else's every move. You know, this is your life, Geminis. You guys need to take a grip of it finally and just say, you know what, you guys are normally the nice women or males, but sometimes you guys need to put your own wants, needs, and desires, and what you want to see come out of life. You need to put your mouth out there, and you need to just do it and stop allowing the Queen of Cups influence you. In the sense, you know, you need to stop allowing these outsiders or these people that you already know they're manipulative, in the sense they will reverse your thoughts to make you feel stupid, or to make you feel like you don't know what you're talking about, but you do, very much so. So, Geminis, this is your May 2017 tarot. If it did not resonate with all of you, I hope it resonated with some of you. Please feel free to hit the like button and also subscribe, leave comments I'd like to hear from some of you Geminis and see how many of this layout and tarot had resonated with you guys. Until then, I will see you guys for June. Take care.